Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Damage Does D&D, our The Investigators campaign. It's Sunday, so it's The Investigators. I know what day it is. I'm on the ball today. Totally with it. Absolutely. Maybe not. But I will hand you across to Martin, our beloved DM, so he can take charge of things and I can shut up.
Thank you, Chaz.
You're welcome.
A wonderful intro as ever.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
Welcome to episode 24. The party had previously had discussions with a man about a dog or something. I can remember words as well. I'm doing just as well as you, Chaz.
It's infectious. Oh no!
Rico McLaren, about the issues with the golems that have turned up through the latest rift, about organising some men to assist the country. That seemed to be successful, despite everyone coming away at least a little bit frustrated. But heading back to the underground tavern that I was staying at, I get a little bit of information from the Azrael, the head of the guild there. Wow, words are flowing.
It's amazing. How are we not an international company doing this for a living? Now it's just
Purely professional.
I mean, we're just the best at this.
Some of the mercenaries that work for the Shadow Singers have been out scouting the country and have worked out locations. The biggest number seem to have trampled across the nearest town of Rikwalfak. And the golems seem to have set up camp in that town as a base of operations and are using the large forge there to both repair themselves and to construct something. And the scouts that went out suspected they were making copies for golems. So with that going on, Dalen had a interesting discussion with his boss. Was tested a little bit, but was rewarded with a little gift. Two people then turn up as representatives of two of the houses that will be assisting. One, an old acquaintance, fling, who knows, of Sasha.
Definitely fling.
Who jibed and prodded a little bit just to try and get a reaction, but ultimately took things seriously and did offer his best to Sasha in the end. This was, however, not forgetting Sasha's triumphant trouncing of anyone who tried to... Sorry, I just found a dummy in my pocket.
I mean,
anyone, I don't even have kids. For anyone who may watch this, I do.
Especially said child.
Yes, Sasha's trouncing of anyone who dared to attempt to arm wrestle her. And some money was made and lost through this process. The other visitor that we had was a halfling by the name of Bersalak, who is the mage of one of the houses, House Stainer, who had ended up talking plans and having a lovely old conversation with Mazdak. The two of them getting on quite well. Kral had been off on his own little mission down to the docks to get some gunpowder and then had come back and made some explosives that were handed out to the visitors to make use of tomorrow. And the plan itself was hatched to have the army of 11-ish thousand men marched to the north of the city to try and distract the golems away, the town of Rickwalfak, to try and distract the golems away so that the party could sneak in from the west and shut down the forge.
What
We
could
went
possibly
to bed.
go wrong?
Woke up, started moving on, had seen sight of the army that had amassed to the east of the capital in the morning, but the party proceeded to head south and slightly to the east towards the town, encountering a slight oddity along the way, finding a ring from which emerged a tiefling. Very odd. He seemed a bit peculiar. But for now, he seems to be tagging along. He doesn't seem to have anywhere else to go at the moment. But that's kind of where we pick it up, heading towards the town. Over to you.
Yes, and I was very carefully keeping Dalen in between me and this new person.
Yeah.
This Emarius.
I got bored and started walking off because I've got, country to defend.
Yeah, I threatened him to stop fucking about and then walked off to catch up with Sasha.
Everyone's angry with the newbie.
I'm not.
No, Dalen's not. He's just keeping an eye on him.
Friends! Where are you going?
We have a job to do. We're going to do it.
Why so serious? What's the job? Maybe I can help.
Protecting my country from invading golems from the future.
Have you had a few too many bangs on the head?
Well, she probably has, but she is telling the truth.
Right. You're all very odd. Except for you. I kind of recognize. And I point to Lernia. You're familiar. You're an elf, yes?
I have elven heritage, yes.
You're an elf.
Mostly.
Mostly?
I am a half-elf.
Which half?
The top half.
The left-hand side.
You say you recognize me.
No, I don't recognize you. You're an elf. But these people, I mean, he's got a shell and everything.
I'm just keeping going. I didn't even stop to answer his question. I was just shouting it backwards.
You're very rude, aren't you?
Where are you from?
Good question.
And do they all have horns where you come from?
I imagine so. I don't know, really. It's all a little bit hazy. You know when you've drunk too much, but I haven't drunk anything?
Usually when I've drunk too much, I have drunk too much.
Yes. I've got all the cons without any of the pros.
I see. I think you maybe have had one too many bang to the head.
And I just laugh nervously at Dalen because he's very big.
Perhaps you had best travel with us for now. It is dangerous out there. It may help to jog your memory.
Okay. Where are we going? To defend the world from future golems or something? Sounds fun.
If you have any capability to fight, it may be of help to us.
And I'll do control flames and let's go.
Though not that.
They do
Fire
not
has no effect on these.
Well, I'm sure I can charm them some other way.
Fire heals them. Don't do it.
Marius, could I have you make an intelligence check? At disadvantage, please.
Disadvantage is 13.
13. The word golem That seems vaguely familiar.
I've heard of these, but maybe if I see one, it will all come back to me. This sounds like fun. I'll clap my hands.
Make sure they don't see you, or they will blow your head off.
Ah, be fine. And I'll skip off after Sasha and well, sort of flouncing with all the silking everywhere, making a show of it.
Walk along.
He's a bit strange.
Yes.
Um,
But all of us are, in some way.
Sasha's probably sort of muttering swear words and stuff under her breath in Celestial.
Mazdak, the way you're running around my legs, I might fall over you. Be more careful, please.
Certainly. Yes, no problem. I will move slightly away from Dalen so he doesn't stand on me and continue to keep him between me and Amarius.
as you walk in mostly awkward silence by the sounds of it, with Amarius being...
Yeah, I'll keep trying to make conversation, but not getting far.
You can hear the sounds of footsteps coming over the crest of a hill.
How many
It
footsteps?
sounds like a lot of feet.
Okay. Are they a lot of average human style feet or a lot of large metallic style feet? What sort of noise is it?
Do a quick intelligence check.
Okay.
You
It's
basically
not-
asking me whether it's one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized.
Yeah, literally.
It's not high
intelligence
DC on this.
check. Here we go. That's an 11.
It's not large metallic stomps.
Cool.
There's a lot of feet. It's difficult to kind of make out any particular details,
Okay.
but it's not stomping or romping. It's quite slow moving, but a lot.
Okay.
Am I able to hear this?
Yeah, you've probably all tuned into it by now.
Does it sound like an army marching to me?
Much less organised than that. You gonna hide away or just keep walking to get over the crest?
Do we need to be prepared for something?
If
Maybe
it is an army, then they are not prepared well.
Maybe discretion is the best form of valor, and we should just take a look before we run into something.
But sometimes running in is half the fun.
Just a little question, as I'm a stranger to these parts. Would I stand out? I know I stand out when you look at me, but have you seen people that look like me here?
Have we ever seen tieflings before?
You've definitely seen tieflings. There are a few around Kantichi. That's not unusual. Probably not in these parts though.
We don't tend to find them on this side of the country, but tieflings are in this world.
Maybe I should make myself look a bit different.
How about, I know what you could do. Get back in the ring.
You're very rude, aren't you?
That
I'll
way-
use
That way we can
disguise
carry you.
self and make myself look like Mazdak.
Now, that's just rude.
I'm just fitting in, my friend.
Look, okay. So, couple of things. Fitting in, there are now 2 Mazdaks, so therefore people will be even more drawn to us attention, as twins are very rare. Also, you're not my friend. So that was factually incorrect as well. So you
Okay.
haven't blended in, and you're not my friend. So you're rubbish at disguises, and you're a liar.
I mean, can we please focus on the job at hand, and can we please leave this shit for later?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Mazdak, why are you so upset with this person?
He's just turned himself into me.
No, I mean generally speaking. You don't usually act like this when you meet someone new.
I don't know.
I'll cancel the disguise self.
That's better.
now, if we can stop messing about, we got a job to do, and I think we need to focus on that. We're about to go into a town where there's possibly one or more of these golems, and judging on how we fared last time, it could be a very difficult fight. And we need to have strength enough left to actually take out the facilities they're using to replicate themselves, if that is what they're doing.
Yes, sir. I'll salute.
While that conversation was happening, you notice Bernier has moved ahead and taken position to look over the hill. Bernier, you notice a shambling group of people, a large group, hundreds. Injured people hobbling along, carrying each other. You would surmise these are people who have managed to escape the town.
There are wounded ahead.
Right. Come on. Let's see if
Let's go and assist them.
Move forward.
Well,
Go
we
find
don't
them.
have
Go get to them. Direct them to safety.
we don't have time to assist, but we do have time to question them.
And I'll quickly kind of look across the horizon to make sure there aren't any big stompy robots coming towards us.
Give me a quick perception check then.
You've seen my test rolls this session. It's going to go well. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. 18.
Okay, cool. Just looking at your test rolls there. 2 natural ones in 5.
3 nat ones.
3.
3 nat ones.
Good going.
Nice.
But the 18, however, no, you can see from here. You've started to get in range from this slight crest. You can begin to see part of the town, a few miles ahead. Looking in that direction, you can see possibly one on the edge of town. It's difficult to see from this range. But yeah, certainly nothing following this group.
I'll move on to go meet with them.
Yeah, we'll just sort of jog ahead to
Motioning for
catch
the
up
others
with
to follow
Bernier.
me.
Okay, and the rest of you're all going to be... Okay.
Following on just at a normal pace. Don't want to
Yep.
scare them too much.
As eyes look up to see you lot approaching, a man steps forward and says, No, you must go back. It's awful. It's awful. You must leave.
We're here to stop them.
No, if you can. Everything's ruined.
I'm so sorry.
What are they doing in the town?
He sort of steps aside and sort of gestures for people to carry on moving. He'll catch up. Sorry, Carl, what was your question?
What are they doing in the town?
I don't know, they just stormed through yesterday. We didn't see them coming. They just trampled through buildings. I don't know what they're doing. They're stood around at the moment.
Roll, flip open his one of his big notebooks, and sort of hand the guy his writing implement. Do you think you could sketch me a basic layout of the town, just so we've got some idea of what we're walking into? Or do you know somebody that would be able to give you a basic layout of the town?
I mean, I could, but not quickly.
Right.
Sasha, you'd probably have. There's only like 5 or 6 main settlements in this country, and you'll have certainly visited them all.
I think I should know it well enough to get us through.
Right. And we received word that they're using your forges. Has there been any murmurings amongst your people about what's going on?
They seem to gather in the centre of town. There is a very large forge there, so maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know. I was just trying to get people out.
Well,
is there anyone who needs medical assistance?
Many.
Any urgent assistance that we can help with?
We don't have the time. We've got a job to do, and the army's going to be in position. We need to move.
Mm-hmm.
There will be help.
Need to get your people to safety away from here.
Just keep going as quick as you can, and stay to the west. Do not head into the northern fields.
We were heading to Onan. Is it safe?
Relatively safe, yeah.
Stay on the road?
Stay to the road.
Stay to the road.
Okay. Good luck. I hope you can do something. But please don't get yourselves killed.
We will ensure that your homes are safe once again.
Thank you. He gives a sort of bow and then proceeds to carry on moving with the crowd. Mazdak, while this conversation was going on, you stood there just witnessing. There's a voice in your ear. Not directly in your ear. In your head. You recognize the spell. And you hear someone say, "She is coming. Prepare. You can defeat her. Every battle makes you stronger. You must be stronger."
Sorry, who did you say that to?
Mazdak.
It's me. Sorry, I thought it was somebody else for some reason. Okay, so do I recognise the voice?
Ooh, give me an insight check.
Insight check. Okay.
It just got very quiet there, so I presumed whoever it was, it hadn't heard it was them.
I naturally assume you were talking about Bernia because there's battles and strength, so I just tuned out for some reason. 17.
17. Yeah, as this swell of people were just moving past, this voice just comes in your head. You recognise the tone of the voice, the timbre of the voice. It was very similar to the wizard you were speaking to yesterday. But the manner in which it spoke with a 17 didn't sound like him.
So it was a male voice?
It was a male voice.
I will reply in my head. She who is coming? And how do I get stronger?
No reply.
I'm just going to flip open my book and write in it. Who is coming? And that's all I'm going to write as the words fade in.
Let's send you a message back.
Okay.
But yes, the crowd continues to move and slowly moves away from you and up the road.
Can I also sort of look to see if anybody in that crowd is sort of acting as if they could have just cast that spell?
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh, that's class. 6.
Ooh, well, I'll roll anyway. Yeah, no, there's just such a mass of people.
No, I didn't think I was going to get that, but yeah, okay. I will wait for the answer in my book if it isn't such a fluffy, vague question to use on your one-a-day question. I'm not expecting great things from this, to be fair. But
it's heavy white noise and interference.
Could be.
Feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Yes, indeed, we are talking amongst ourselves. I will. Yeah. So, just for the benefit of our new chum, you'll see Mazdak sort of like apparates a quill in midair, and it starts writing in the book by itself as I write this question.
Yeah. Mazdak loves a bit of education.
And then the quill disappears again.
Oh. Sort of go up to Mazdak and just go, that was very interesting. What's he writing in there?
It's my book. I write things in my book.
Yes, but the flourish with the pen. Maybe I thought...
That's how I write with my quill. It's magic, you see. I can do these things because I have learnt to do these things by using books. That's what books are for, is to educate and inform and assist and help.
I think we're here to do a job, actually, you know.
Exactly.
Like the big shell guy said.
Yes. Look, his name is Kral.
Kral.
Not Shellgame. My name is Mazdak.
Yes, all right. I'm just learning, okay?
Well, again, if you give me your book, I will write the names of everybody down for you.
Well, they're having this conversation, so the Kral's going to call Kez over. And then with a few whistles and clicks, he's going to sort of basically inform him that he wants him to scout ahead. And you'll sort of see Kez's shell pop and then go up above him and start to spin, and he just takes off into the air and to scout forward.
Okay, so just as I've finished that conversation and I feel the answer in the book, put the book down. Are you looking at my book?
I'm trying to.
Okay. Well, I've sort of opened it and read it. And you'll see that the words on the paper, after I've read them, just fade into the paper. And the words said, I don't know, DM, do you need him to make a perception check for the words in the book? I'm not hiding them, but it's going to be...
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you as to whether you were just openly showing.
I wasn't showing him, I was opening it to read because I felt it was there.
Yeah, we'll say he can see it.
Okay, so the words you see are angry and red, maybe 4 hours. That's all it said, and then it just fades into the page. I snap the book shut, hold it to my chest again.
You're a little odd one, aren't you? And I'll tap him on the head and just walk away.
just going to look up at Dalen. I'm not sure about him.
Just keep an eye on him then.
I'm sure he just read my book as well. If he can read. I don't know if he can read.
Does he know to do that?
Actually, your book, does that write in a particular language?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I'd say it'd just be your primary language, if other than Common.
I speak 4 different languages other than Common.
Would your primary one be as your racial?
I don't know.
And are we going to have the problem of like the Celeste problem, where it's like ancient Common?
Would your primary
It's
language be Aquan?
it's probably Goblin.
Yeah, either be Goblin or Common, I would say, and I'll leave it up to you as to.
Yeah, I would write it in Goblin. I don't know. I mean, I know what I perceive to be the race of my patron, but I don't know if she actually is that. So I presume it's just coming through in Goblin. Do you speak Goblin?
Nope.
So then you just saw unintelligible gibberish in the book.
Yeah. The point still stands. I'll still say you're very odd. Tap you on the head and walk away.
That's I mean, I figured that was going to happen anyway. So, I had a bit of an experience, Dalen.
Yes.
I received a message in my head from somebody. I'm not sure who, but they said that she was coming and I had to be stronger for the battle. So I asked who was coming and I didn't get an answer. But I asked in a different way and I did get an answer. Apparently a very angry red person is going to show up in about 4 hours.
That sounds very draconic to me.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yes. Oh dear.
I think we better conclude our business here within 4 hours and disappear.
I mean,
what does that mean?
Well, well, do you know about dragons?
Do I know about dragons?
Ooh. No. Wait, I did send you. Wait, Chaz. I've just copied the original message from the stranger to you, so you've got that to memory. Oh, God. And we've swapped so many long messages, it'd be impossible to find. I did think. The dragons, yeah. No, you do not know of dragons.
Sorry.
You would.
I will just sort of rewind time a little bit after this.
Okay. Yes, you would kind of vaguely know through a kind of social memory of dragons, but none exist.
Okay.
So
like legend.
Yeah.
So, Dalen, I think the exact message was, she is coming. Prepare. You can defeat her. Every battle makes you stronger. You must be stronger. So, that's positive. That's quite uplifting, I thought. And if it is who we think it is, then... Oh. You know about dragons, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say to Imarius.
Yes, I've heard of them. They don't really exist.
Well, yeah, they do. They are generally quite magical beings and peaceful-ish, some of them. Unfortunately, there is a rather angry red dragon who wants to kill us all, with the possible exception of Kral.
But I'm certain he will also be targeted as he is with us.
Very probably. So there is that. So you do run the risk, whilst you're with us, of being eaten by a large red dragon. Just saying.
Sounds so
So there's an
tempting.
upside.
I mean, we've escaped once. We could do it again.
I'm sure we'll be fine. It sounds like a good story. I'm up for that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, if she arrives while we're still dealing with the golems, maybe we can get ourselves a bit of indirect help.
4 hours.
We better go then. We better go then.
Oh.
How far away are we, DM?
Ow, that hurt my brain.
Probably 40 minutes out.
We've got less than an hour to go to before we arrived at Wick.
Well, let's
More
get
than-
where we need to be and prepare. We
So-
must be prepared. We must be stronger.
We're going in, we're destroying something and getting out, yes?
That is the idea, yes.
And if a red
Sounds
dragon
like fun.
appears to assist, then good.
Sounds like even more fun. I'm in.
Okay.
Can you do more than fire magic?
Oh, I'm sure I'll pull something out of the bag, don't worry about me.
Because these golems are immune to fire,
Also,
And
red
he's-
dragons are.
and
So-
red dragons are immune to fire. So if you
Oh.
don't have fire, then you'll be in trouble.
I'll be fine.
We've got our fire mage. Oops.
I'm helping.
Not sure who you're helping, but hey, it's all good. So yeah, we would.
He would still be very helpful as bait.
There you go.
So maybe we should get in position for when the attack
Absolutely.
starts.
You tell me where to go, and I'll do something.
Okay.
Sasha is really in charge of this today. Are you not, Sasha?
In a manner of speaking, it's only because I know this place.
I'll do a really ornate bow. Go. My skills are at your disposal.
I've yet to see what your skills are, but I suppose that at this point, extra help is always beneficial.
So you continue to walk towards the town. By the time you're sort of 15, 20 minutes walk away, you can see on the edge of town there are a couple of these golems
I think
on the
we
perimeter.
should be a bit more stealthy now.
Yes.
It might seem a bit strange from you coming from a 7-foot hulking half-orc.
Now I've
Sasha.
seen them. Oh, sorry. Go on, you.
Sasha, do you know a quiet way in that is not likely to be known by these golems?
Do I know roughly the town layout? How many entrances, exits, if there's anything secret?
Let's see if I think that's good to go there. If
Oh.
anyone wants to check, roll 20.
There is a
Oh,
Blimey.
okay.
Pretty
Good
quiet,
to
thank.
Rick Wolfak.
Let us share the screen for the viewers at home.
Oh no, the viewers! Oh no!
The viewers. Oh, 9 million of them, or 5. Whatever.
5.
5. There are 5.
There are about 10 roads into Rickwall's Fuck.
So, where do we have to go? Do you know where the forges are?
So I'll get
The forges are the black bit to the sort of in the middle-ish to the left.
Here.
I will. There, you see that ping?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
No. On
No.
the right layer.
Am I doing secret pings?
You are.
You might be doing secret things.
Secret
You've pinged secretly. Ooh.
That's what I'm predicting.
No, that's a keep. That belongs to one of the major houses.
Right.
Okay.
Ah, the forges are over there.
That square there.
Okay.
It's near the centre of town, but more directly to the eastern side.
Where are we? Are we where our bits are?
Yes, you're coming from the west, as I understand.
So,
Shortest route might be the road from the south. Would I recommend that one to be the best?
You can see the map. You can.
And where are the golems that we can see on the outskirts?
So at the moment, cool. Let's go and probably that one. I'm assuming those three have now become visible to you.
they have indeed, yes.
Indeed.
There we go. So yeah, you can see those three just stationed on the main roads there.
They are likely to be guarding each road.
There's also a point behind some fields we might be able to slip through.
There are many points of entry, it seems, between these buildings.
Mario,
Sorry.
as you come into view of these creatures, you've seen this before. The
I
dwarves
recognise.
built these, don't they?
Yes. And are they friendly towards the dwarves?
They're built by the dwarves as instruments of war for the dwarves.
I know these. Are these golems? They're friendly. Where I'm from, they protect the dwarves.
They are most definitely not friendly, and they have killed the wolves while being here. Some of their own creators, I would imagine.
It
So,
just feels like a different world. I know.
well, given the strange happenings and the different time anomalies that we have experienced so far, you may be from one time, these may be from further on.
Maybe that's why I can't remember things. But I
Well, you-
remember those.
Do you know how to destroy them?
Wouldn't know any particular way.
I just know that they're around and they protect the dwarves and they're instruments of war. And I'm quite friendly with the dwarves. Well, dwarves where I'm from.
Okay, so if you were to go, say, up to that one over there, and I'll point to this one over here, say, would you could just like distract it and talk to it about the dwarves while we sneak past?
I mean, I'm sure I could.
Excellent.
But,
That's a
but
good
this is Sasha. Your name? Yes. This is her plan. I wouldn't want to step on her toes.
Well,
I mean, if you think that you can talk to one of these without getting annihilated, by all means.
We'll keep that as a backup option for the moment.
We'll find a way to sneak in.
we do. Well,
That is what we need to do.
okay. So, no, Mazdak is not a tactician. Sorry.
I've still got several of those mechanical sort of flying powered dragons in my pack. So can I use my magical tinkering? Well, I'm going to pull it out. Pull one out. I think I might have an idea to distract one of these things. Maybe make a bit of noise. And I could use this to do it.
There's an area in the south of town, in between two roads, that we could possibly slip past without being noticed.
Wouldn't hurt to have a distraction, though.
I mean, a distraction would always be helpful if need be.
How
we
far
have a
south do you want to
distracting
go?
plan. The armies should be showing up soon to draw them away.
Well,
That is our plan, no?
Yeah, but it depends on whether or not they draw them all away or whether they leave a guard on the town. Either way, it's best to have a contingency plan, and I've got one.
If the army is going to be at the north, yes, trying to pull focus. So shouldn't we just try to go directly into the town rather than going south round the town, because we may encounter more of these things coming north?
Well, even if we cut across the town, then we still might encounter some of them moving from south to north.
Indeed, but to go to the south seems a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? I'm just a bit confused.
Just based on the map, kind of looking at the town, does it look like the northern side is made up of lots of smaller independent buildings, whereas the southern side seems richer with larger estates almost? Or am I just reading too much into random shapes?
I mean, yes, it is random generation, but no, though it looks like they're smaller and more independent, they are just more clustered and smaller houses. The richer, bigger dwellings are on the south side.
I feel the northern side might be better. More small alleyways to hiding, away from an enemy that is larger than us.
Right, so if we distract that fellow over there, we can go in here. Yes?
As long as we don't tickle the fancy of the one to the south of him, who could also come up and spot us.
Could we not use these buildings as cover?
Depends if we get seen getting to those buildings.
Okay. I can make someone invisible. Probably me, but, you know.
I can disguise myself, and I can act or sound very convincingly like anyone else I've heard. Maybe I could look like a golem. Maybe I could go up to it. Do they talk to each other? I don't know.
The one that you fought never made a sound other than a few whirs of gears.
No idea.
Not that we know of. If you want to try your distraction, Kral, we can try and slip in on the eastern side. Sorry, the western side.
I mean, I have ability to make some noises and stuff, so maybe I could assist. Or would you prefer to go alone?
So what I'm going to do is, with my back to the town, I'm going to pull this little mechanical dragon out, and using my magical tinkering, I'm going to give it the ability to make sort of a very high-pitched shriek.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is, because it's got limited sort of flight from the mechanical element, is sort of throw it when we're ready to fly out towards the end of the buildings, just where it is the line of the road. For it to start making the noise there, so we can sort of sneak down along the other line of buildings and into town. Hopefully, if it moves off. Right. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but
Is there any sort of cover in these fields, or are they completely open?
Pretty open.
Okay.
Not like cornfields then, where we can just sort of.
No, not cornfields. It's much lower growing stuff. There's a couple of sheds that you could probably get some cover behind. There's buildings dotted around there.
Well,
Suddenly, though, you hear a bang to the north. Distant boom, a deep boom that echoes across the land. And you can hear from a distance just a rock stomping of feet. And Bernie, you're probably the first to pick up on the army's engaged.
They're moving in. We'll need to make our opportunities soon.
Right. Well, is there any reaction from the golem that's directly in front of us in this V?
Not immediately.
Right.
I'm watching the one down to the south.
Right. Well, when y'all are ready. The distraction's there, it's not going to last long.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so Crawler basically...
Sorry, before you get to that, Bernie, can I have you roll a D100, please?
Ooh. One. Uh, 10.
10. Excellent, thank you. Sorry, Kral.
Yeah, so to make the most out of the limited flight that this thing's going to have with the little spark of magic I put in it, so I'm going to mount it into my crossbow and sort of ping it as far across as I can, and then it'll take flight in the air and sort of go to where like the turn is in the road at the top of the V, and then just start sort of emitting this high pitched shriek.
Yeah, can you just make an attack roll if you're firing your crossbow?
Sure. That's 15 on the die. Plus 7, 22.
Okay. So it goes off pretty much as you anticipated. You fire your crossbow, this thing then takes that velocity and then opens up the little wings in it and flies, and it's shrieking as it goes.
As soon as Mazdak sees that, I start running for that shed.
Yeah.
I'm going to use elemental gift just to hover, because I can fly with this. And I'm just going to go alongside Mazdak and sort of just overtake him slightly with the flying speed and just wink at him. We'll have my magic off.
Right. Okay. So was it over here you were sending it, Kral?
Yeah, so it would be sort of there-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna peg it towards that load of
that's where
buildings.
I'm going. Okay. So as soon as that noise goes off, this thing begins to move. And you all just go boom.
Yeah.
And you should all be able to move yourselves. I think I've given there we go.
Yeah.
And then we're get the aim is to get to these line of buildings.
Yeah. So you can do that.
Yeah. Are we going along the line of buildings into the town? Wouldn't we?
Is the golem still moving?
Yeah, it's slowly moving towards the source of that noise.
If I'm using my flying speed, can I just hover up and just sort of scan for any sort of golems in the direction that we're moving in?
Okay, cool. Give me a perception check as you pierce the.
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Yeah, the 21.
Excellent. You can see and hear a big movement of these things they've all of them simultaneously just sort of spidering north. Well, not all of them. One stationed on the edge of town, and a few within the middle seem to be staying put. But there's a big number of these that are just moving off up north.
Are any of them in the town moving through?
Yes. There's
Okay.
lots of them moving from all over the town where they were stationed to the north.
So can I sort of hover above the group and try and guide them so we don't intercept with any of the golems on the way?
Okay.
I don't want to go too far up though, because I don't want to be black.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you limited visibility on them then, though. But I will pop some into view.
Yeah.
You can see a couple.
What I meant to ask, Martin, is with the explosion, would I recognise that as possibly being one of my bombs?
That would be your natural suspicion, yes.
Cool. Carl will just think to himself, "Yeah, they work then."
Well, it made a noise. Whether it actually helped in any way, it might have just blown half the army up.
I'll be leading the way.
Either way, it worked.
That's fair.
I made them to go boom, not to be practical.
That's fair.
Would I be able to see the one ahead of me from where I am?
One sec. Sorry, quick message to read. Yes, as you peer around, you've also got Amarius, who's hovering above, poking his head up, spotting things. He'd have told you that. Well, I assume he's told you there's one down there, and you can see that as you peer around that corner.
Okay, and then I will head this way.
Keep heading this way.
Yeah.
I'll
sort of try and keep pace with sort of.
Nah, find out.
So, as we're moving into this area and we can sort of hear the golems moving north, are they taking the streets or are they just walking through buildings? And I mean, I imagine we would hear the crack of wooden masonry as they were moving if they were.
Yeah, they're barely getting out of the way of buildings.
Okay, so we can hear them clipping them, but they're not physically just walking through them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you get through that gap there? Do I know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on. Because there's one in that square, isn't there? So what are we doing from here?
Yep, you've noticed there is one. Doesn't seem to have noticed you at the moment.
What about this gap here? Can we get through it, or is that too small?
No, you can get through that.
Okay.
That's where I was aiming for.
Yeah.
How tall is the wall around that?
I mean, that is the wall of a keep within a city, so that is 30, 40 feet tall.
Right.
Where there aren't large golem-shaped holes in it.
Okay. I might not be able to see that one then. Because it is. Well, I suppose I can see through the gaps in there.
Yeah.
Right. So we reached the end of this thoroughfare.
I'll stop sort of here and see. I'll look to Embers to see if he can see anything.
Can I just have a group stealth check while you're moving through these streets?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All of us?
Yes, please.
You sure?
You don't need, like... is that what you're saying? You don't need stealth checks from me and Dalen? Okay, cool.
18.
17.
16.
15. Any?
4.
5.
5.
11.
11. Okay.
Are we, with the sound of the golems moving through the town, would that disguise us a bit more and give us a bit of an advantage?
Well, it's certainly being taken into account that there's a lot of noise going on.
Yeah.
Dalen, can you give me a D100, please?
I certainly can, sir.
Oh, shit.
14.
That was a D100.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
We're big, chill, and roll low.
So this is a very damaged infiltration.
Mm.
How long has it been since we've come into the town? How long has it taken to get to this point?
That's a good question.
It's got to be about 20 minutes or something, I'd have thought, because
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
we're moving and we're trying to move stealthily and
Okay.
notice.
Well, my thing only lasts 10 minutes, but I can do it 3 times, so I'll use all of my charges up doing this.
Okay.
So I've got 10 minutes left.
I'll say it's been 15 minutes
Okay.
so far, because although you are being stealthy, you are sort of running between spots.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll use 2 charges. So I'll peep out and try and see if I can see anything at this crossroads. How you ping?
You make sure you on the top select move button and then just press it and hold down where you want it.
Yeah. So yeah, as you get there, if you're hovering above or looking around the corner, you can see one of these. Is anyone looking closely at all at these things, or just going, "There's a golem, go the other way"?
Yep.
Not spending enough time looking at them.
I'm not looking closely.
I'm interested because we've been told that they're trying to replicate themselves. So if I could sort of take a better look when we stop.
I'd just be looking enough to see which way this one's facing.
Currently to the east.
Right. So if I peep round, does this look as well put together as the other ones, or does it look like it's using different sort of materials, like local materials?
You all right? Do you need a hand?
Yeah, it looks a bit different.
Yeah, but if you need a hand,
I mean, from that distance as a quick peek,
yeah,
it certainly looks like it's that orange glow that was on various points of the original hunt seemed to be more red, and maybe it looks slightly different. Well, it's tough to say. You saw something a couple of days ago.
Yeah. But I've looked at the quality of the dwarven armor. Does the alloy look, or at least the look of it?
I don't think you'll be able to gather that much.
Fair enough.
I just sort of turn around, look at everyone, and go, "In 3, we move. 3, 2, 1, go."
And on 2, I'll go.
On 2. Let's just wait for Chaz to get back.
Oh.
Don't know if he's just letting the dog in or out or something.
Yeah. That's normal.
Yeah. You good?
Yep, sorry.
Was it a dog emergency?
No, it's a terrier emergency, so.
Oh, okay.
So we worked out the golem down here is facing east.
Yeah, I heard
so
that.
Sasha did a countdown and directed everybody to cross.
Gotcha.
And then, same again, I'll look at this crossroads and then feed the information back to Sasha. She's in charge.
So the one that you've just snuck past, whoever was last noticed that they turn and there's a couple of footsteps as that moves.
I'll probably be kind of motioning. I'll probably towards the back, and I'll be motioning to get into cover.
Yeah.
To hide.
Well, I just check sort of this way and this way, see if there's anything.
I'll keep moving.
And we don't know where the door is to get into here.
there's actually doors kind of all over the place. This wasn't always a forge. It was kind of converted into it. The buildings around the edges used to be houses, but they sort of got converted over to various storehouses and different rooms.
Is the doors in both sides of the buildings that we'd be able to get through?
Basically, doors all over the place to get in and out of this thing.
So yeah, it'd be a case of move or.
I'd head to the nearest door that I knew I could get through both sides to.
Well, before you do that, I'm gonna show that one up to you.
Okay. Which way is he facing?
South.
Again, and do the 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
And bomb it
Dash
into
into
there.
Nearest house.
Okay. So you spot a door. Are you just trying to charge through the door or trying to open the door?
Yeah, kind of trying to be as quiet as possible, but quick.
Okay. You get to the door. It's locked.
Then I'll head northwards. Oh no, wait. Yeah. I just try the next door.
So you go up to a couple of doors, and they're 2 or 3 doors, and they're all locked.
With the. Oh, are they metal locks on the doors?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use fabricate to turn them into basically just turn it into a lump of metal, and that gets it off the door. I just want to manipulate the actual metal on the door into a single bar, which should remove it from the door.
Okay, fabricate takes 10 minutes to cast. Do you stand there for 10 minutes?
I'm just going to put my shoulder to one and barge it open.
Okay.
Give me a strength check.
Why don't you use your cannon? Is that just for show?
Not
14.
exactly discreet.
Oh.
There's you can feel the wood crack as you put your shoulder to it, but
I'll
it's
just
still
do it
in one
again.
piece.
If I see Galen doing this, I'll go and assist him to.
Yeah,
Yes,
me too,
quickly.
if I can.
Well, just 2 of you give me strength checks,
Well, Jay, you said it first.
or one at advantage. If Dalen's doing it, you can have advantage.
16. 16 and let's do another
You
one.
do it with advantage.
And 5. So 16.
Okay. On that second crack, you can feel the way the hinge is attached to the door begin to buckle. It's almost there, but there is the noise that this is causing has definitely got the attention.
I'll do another
One
one.
more. Hurry.
While they're doing this, can I use another sort of 30 seconds or so to pull out the last little mechanical dragon I've got and pretty much do what I did before, but this time fire it up over the houses so it's going back towards the keep.
Okay.
So it's basically just going to be a shrieking noise going out towards the keep.
And that was a 23.
Door just flattens.
Inside quickly.
And that was a 19.
There's-
This roll.
As Dalen goes through the door, Kral turns and shoots another one of these English. It disappears over the top of these
And when it
howls.
walks through the door, I'll pick it back up and just put it back in place. Obviously, it won't be secure, but it'll maybe look as though, at a glance from a golem, it might look as though it's not been opened.
Looks like that worked.
Seems to have turned through a building.
Well, that was fun.
Not over yet.
Some relative quiet.
We didn't just walk into the path of another golem, did we?
No, you're in a like
Barn.
a room that was once a small living room. But in here is just a pile of coal in one corner and some stacks of wood in the other. But on the other side, there's a door on the other side, and you can hear the sounds of the forge.
Is there windows in the rear of this building?
No windows.
Okay. Is there an upper floor of any kind?
You can see the hole in the ceiling where there used to be a staircase.
Right.
You could possibly get up there if you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Right. So,
sorry,
what do we want to do? I mean,
Amarius, can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Yeah.
I thought, how do gigantic golems work a forge?
Same way anybody works a forge, I guess.
But surely this forge is too small for them to use.
Well,
It's the biggest one in town.
Still.
yeah, but if these things know how to make more of themselves, then it'd be a pretty rudimentary thing to build a forge or at least expand the facilities here to match what they needed. I mean, one of those golems that, as we were coming through town, they don't look the same. Looks a bit different. The glow from inside is more red than orange. I don't think that. I mean, this is just a theory, but I don't think that they've got the resources they need to accurately make more of themselves.
Lesser copies, you mean?
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll have an easier time bringing them down.
But
I'm going to start looking around the room to find a route deeper into the forge. Or into the forge area itself.
87.
It's yeah. Just scroll up a little bit, Charles. It is there on the December 19th.
Yep, got it.
Sorry.
I just realised I've got 2 of your little metallic dragon ornaments in my backpack that you gave to me when we first met.
Mm-hmm.
I want a bottle of whiskey. I'll take that out and have a quick swig.
Is it really the town we're drinking?
I need to steady my nerves somewhat.
Okay. I'm going to see me reach into my robes and I pull out a strange wooden frame. It looks like a picture frame to start with. I keep pulling and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it has glass in it, and I just pop it on the wall, and there's a window on the wall looking out into the forge.
And I'll just nod at Mazdak. Go, very impressive.
Books,
Magic
you see?
continues to surprise me.
Good job. So,
What perfect use.
what can we see through the new window?
So, if you're going to have a little peek, you can see all of the equipment and anvils and smelters and all of this stuff. There, you can see like the chassis, like the framework of a couple of golems in various stages of production without any of the glow. There's no energy to them. And you very much see the 2 golems in that area working. And these are the same slightly changed, different versions.
So they're the red ones rather than the orange ones.
The red ones rather than the orange ones. And now that you can see and have a little bit of time to look at them, you can see that that looks like decent quality steel that they're made from. But it's not that weird dwarven metal that the original was made from. And yeah, these are, and they look very much like replicas of the thing you've already met.
Cheap Chinese knockoffs.
But it's a Chinese knockoff. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's so they're almost like a power reflection of the one that we fought.
Own brand golem.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're yet to see how, what level of what percentage of effectiveness of the original these things are. But
because I know there's
not quite as powerful.
Because I know there's a magical element to this. Is there any evidence of how they, or any magical thought that they use or is present? Judging from what I know about actually enchanting and using the arcane arts to actually imbue sort of an inanimate object, like for instance, a cannon, to become magical. Is there anything that I would recognise, or it seems like it would be a source of magic for these things to get them going or jumpstart them?
That's yet to be seen.
Okay.
If you start,
Can I make a suggestion? If Marius says these things protect the dwarves, but here they are attacking us, is there any way we could change them to make them protect instead?
It wasn't really. I didn't have much to do with them. It's not really my area. I just know they were there.
Talking to you, I was talking to Crow. He is our expert on these sort of things.
I did not know that. I have just met you.
Well, it's acceptable.
Mazdak, you'd have also read on constructs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I think probably you more than no, actually Kral as well. If you both give me intelligence checks.
I've been doing so well at those today.
I suspect though that these are not in the control of their original masters, the dwarves.
21.
If they are killing dwarves now.
Yeah. I got a natural 20 for 25.
Okay,
I
so
got 21.
21. When usually, from what you would know of having read historical texts of constructs being created and given some sort of arcane life, they are given orders by their creator at the point of their creation to carry out simple tasks, a few steps, do this, do this, do this. Once those orders have been entered into the limited intelligence of these creatures, they carry out those orders unwaveringly. But those orders cannot change. And they certainly cannot be changed. Well, Mazdak, you'd have read on wizards who have changed through difficult means the instructions for their own creations, but nobody has ever changed the instructions of somebody else's creation.
Okay, I will pass all of this on in typical Mazdak style. So, well, it's quite interesting, you see, because when you create one of these constructs, rather than golems, different words for different things.
Version, please, Mazdak.
You imbue them with a limited intelligence, which they can have simple orders in. Now, when you... There have been no records of anyone changing a construct's instructions after they've been set. Not well. There have been very powerful wizards that have attempted to do so. I think there was one, Nebuzara, I seem to recall, was successful in changing a construct instruction, but only one of the instructions, and it actually got it wrong and strangled him. So it's incredibly dangerous. That was his own creation. As somebody else's creation, you would have to know exactly what steps they had taken. Well, I suppose if they wrote them down for long enough, you may be able to recreate, but it's incredibly dangerous and very often not successful. So
the point, please, Mazdak.
No,
the point.
We cannot reprogram them.
Right. Thank you.
Well,
well, we need to destroy these forges, so we need to destroy these constructs.
If we destroy these constructs, Krald can have a look at the creation process and maybe figure out a way.
Well, the physical building of them is here. How they imbue them with magic or make them go, I have no idea. It might be somewhere else.
We would have to find the creator of this. Because these golems will probably only be building these things.
I will say that they are using good quality steel to build them, but it's nowhere near as powerful or nowhere near as good quality as the ensorcelled dwarven steel that the originals were built from.
Makes it no different to the sword that I carry.
Is there anyone else in that forge area? Any sort of master of the arcane? I'm looking for a wizard or somebody who's imbuing these creations like Krall does with magic.
Some sort of supervising entity.
Yeah.
No.
Is there a crazy dwarf in there, is what they're asking?
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's alive! No.
Yorik's gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Where's my beard?
So this is AI, is it? AI is taking over the world.
Could be.
No, there does not seem to be any other creature present.
And how are we going to destroy the forges? Do we have enough black powder for this?
Roger pulls out the bomb. I think this might do the job.
Very good.
May also be of help for Mazdak and Krall to see these ones that are not fully built.
Well, there must be a source. There must be somebody who's in charge.
The whole while you stood here, these two within the forge have been carrying on working, and one of them comes and fits like a final breastplate or something onto a nearly complete one. And you watch as it turns just so it's face to face with this thing. And it sort of starts to vibrate a little bit and build some energy. And then out of that center chest cannon, it just fires. And then the light just goes and ignites through this other creature as it then moves an arm, turns, and walks out of the forge.
Right.
Well, there goes that theory.
So we've got constructs that need orders giving orders to other constructs.
I don't...
It gave it the kiss of life.
Indeed it did. So, that's very interesting.
Two things before we carry on. Firstly, Krall, can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Of course I can.
Secondly, we'll take a quick break there.
Okay.
In this calm moment.
84.
Thank you.
They're adding up to something. We've all. Who hasn't rolled yet?
I'm going.
Cool. Okay, so yes, we will take a little break, go and grab a drink and get refreshed and sort out our emergencies, and we'll be right back. There's no emergencies, it's all fine. I'm just, it's blather.
That's what you think.
Well, there's about to be an emergency. I don't have a drink. It's empty. So, yes, so we will see you very shortly. welcome back. Here we go again. I'll hand you back over to Martin.
Oh, yeah, a little quiet moment in the middle of this town, surrounded by
Giant killer robots.
Giant killer robots. And in the forge, looking through a ready-bake window or something that was attached to the wall.
Yeah, it's quite big. It's 2 foot by 4 foot, so it's quite a big window.
It is a big window. Could it be seen from the other side?
Yeah, probably.
Suppose it would.
It's a window. It's not a one-way mirror or anything.
Okay.
I don't know if it made a huge amount of noise when it, altered the fabric of reality.
It was. There were 2 identical cats that walked past.
Oh.
There's a
Glitch in the Matrix.
Oh no.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Oh no.
Deja vu.
So, here we are. What's the plan?
Sometimes the most direct route is the best. Shall we not just go through this door and blow the whole bloody place up?
Well, we could, but then we might draw down the other 4 or 5 that we saw in the vicinity. So, I mean, if you want to do that, sure, but we gotta be ready to move as quick as we can, as soon as it's done. And we gotta hope that the high heavens and all the gods that they don't move quick enough to come down on us.
Do you have a better idea?
I mean, at the moment, not so much.
Okay. So,
Well,
sorry.
Yeah.
they're using each other to power the new ones.
Energy transference, yeah.
Could they be a different color because the power transfer is not as strong or stable?
Well, in theory, it's because they aren't being charged with as much energy as the originals, and they would need to absorb more power from somewhere. But that could be the difference in the glow. The originals were charged magically by their creators, I would have to assume, in, I suppose, more abundant circumstances. And at the moment, they're having to make do with what they got. So
I mean, I don't know much about this kind of thing, but...
Well, I would hazard a guess, and I would put my stop on it, that the ones that they're creating ain't as powerful as the originals.
Sorry, Chaz question. No fire. What were the other ones that we discovered?
Psychic and poison.
And non-magical weapons, the resistance to.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, thank you.
Do you think they could run out of power?
I think
I don't know.
If
we stressed them enough, maybe.
are the ones building the new constructs a different colour or shape, size from the ones we've seen guarding and fighting? Are the Smith ones different from the others?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Sorry, I realised I
You
didn't.
said they were red glow ones, but
They are red glow ones. They're the same as
But
the ones you've avoided.
They're identical. They're not got different. They're not different shape or size, built to do smithing tasks rather than guarding tasks.
No, they seem to be the same.
Okay.
Does there seem to be sort of a central focus to this forge that I would imagine would make quite a nice boom?
Well, in the on the other side to you are these the large, like I don't know, blacksmithing terminology, they kilns or something that they melt the metal in. Smelter. You smelt in a melter. No. Yeah, on that far side. I mean, there's no other explosives in the area, so it would all kind of explode as much as any other part.
Is the one who transferred some power to the new one, is it moving any slower, or is it basically stayed the same?
It took 30 seconds before it turned around and carried on working. There was a definite delay there.
The smelters that they're pouring this molten metal out of. So, I have an idea. If we can somehow get the metal to pour out onto the floor and then super chill it so that it attaches to the construct's feet, therefore they won't be able to move, so they won't be able to make any more.
If you rapidly chill the metal, it'll make it brittle, and with how strong these things are, they'll break through immediately.
That's a good idea. Okay.
I suggest that whatever our plan is, that myself, and Sasha, and Dalen distract the creatures, keep them busy, whilst you find a way to disrupt the forge.
Well, with the delay in after the power transference, one of them takes a bit longer to become active again. In theory, we could get out there and we could plant this in its center cavity, and we could probably blow the center of it apart.
The only problem I have with that is that when they have become dormant and slow is when another has just been created.
Yeah.
So we are guaranteed to have another join the fight.
I mean, we're guaranteed to have to fight more than one, regardless of what happens. As far as
the time we have to disrupt these two before others arrive is important, I think.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, the longer that we wait here doing nothing, the more chances are that more are going to be built. So we need to get in sooner rather than later.
On the side of the smelters, are there sort of like sluice gates?
Are there what?
Sort of like something that they, like a little gate they could sort of open, so it lets the metal flow down into a mold or whatever they're doing with it.
Yeah. They'd be that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't bring Yorick with me today to describe working with a forge.
That is absolutely fine.
Right. So, my spell Grease has been particularly effective against these. Makes them fall over. So, why don't we, when it's just about to pour something, I'll cast Grease underneath it, so it slips over, pours the molten metal everywhere, to further complicate things. Then we can get in, plant the bomb, get out.
That would seem to be a good idea.
How tall are these buildings around here?
They are
30 feet, 20 feet?
Two story, so yeah, 20 feet.